So here's the deal. I need to fix a bunch of bugs on SparkJoy, the app, because I'm using it in production for, wow, there is a lot of echo in this new office. So I'm using this app in production and I'm using it to collect feedback on my emails, which works pretty much. I think it works pretty well. Okay, that's the bird. He doesn't like it. Back and I'll get the bird. But basically the idea is that right now I'm pretty sure there is a bug here. So you see I get a 400 error from the auth0 service, and when I log in it doesn't keep me logged in, which is really annoying when you're trying to use this app. So I'm going to try to fix that today. I don't know if it's a bug in the SparkJoy app, I don't know if it's a bug in the auth0 configuration, or if something else is going on. So we're gonna try to figure that out and fix it. But first I'm gonna go, actually no, I'm just gonna let the bird sleep. Hey fuzzy buddy, things are going pretty well. Okay, maybe I will get the bird. So I'm gonna go get Kiwi just so he can keep us company and he doesn't feel so lonely when he's in bed. And I'll be right back, give me 2 minutes. Okay. I am back, everyone. Say hello to Kiwi. He was feeling lonely after I put him to bed. He's still getting kind of used to the new... Oh, come on, now at least keep us company, Kiwi. Oh, he has to poop. Good boy. Now come back. All right, so let's see. Timeout during executing web message communication. Whew. I got winded going up and down the stairs. So this is the problem. I don't know why it keeps responding with the status of 400. So I'm gonna try to fix that. And the way I'm gonna fix it is on localhost, which hopefully will be doable. Hello, Bert. So let's run yarn start, get the service running locally, and then go, right, I have to go into the front end part of the app, run yarn start. Hi Kiwi, no, don't go there. He's thinking about doing something stupid. Oh, let me zoom this in so you can see better what I'm doing. Now I'm gonna open it locally, localhost 8000. Is it running yet? Alright, so we've got that. I think it's still throwing the 400 error, perfect. It's not perfect that it's showing the error, but it is exactly what we expected, which means that we can start fixing things. Let's see, responded with a status of 400. I honestly have no idea why it does that. It happens in authorize. It says, oops, something went wrong. This could be a misconfiguration in the system or a service outage. We track these errors automatically, but if the problem persists, feel free to contact us. So the error happens in what part of the process? How do I even test this? Let's go into package.json and we're gonna start by making sure I have the latest version of useAuth. So npm.js.com, let's go to useAuth. Come on. React useAuth. There we go. React useAuth. Deployed 25 days ago. The latest version is 0.51. I am on version, let's see, 0.51, at least I'm supposed to be. So I'm gonna start by reinstalling everything. That's always a good idea to, when you're fixing code and stuff like that, it's always a good idea to first start by updating all the libraries to the latest version. Let's see, auth0.js. Is that one maybe? Why do I even need that? auth0.js. The latest for that is 9113. And what is the bug fix? Let's see, github.com. What do the why did it go there? Come on. Oh, that's what happened. Okay, auth0. Let's go to releases and look at 9113. What was the bug fix? Add missing JS doc. That's not a problem. Okay, did this yarn. Let's install everything. And then we look at Gatsby browser to see the configuration that we're passing in. If you have prettier plugins referenced in package, what is this error? Ensure you run npm install. Yes, I'm running npm install right now, VS Code. Why are you being silly? Auth client ID, that's useful. Kiwi, what are you doing? By the way, if anyone's listening to this, how much echo is there? Is the echo really bad and annoying, or is it kind of manageable? Great, now Kiwi is going to be a pain in the ass. I should have just let him sleep. Waiting for this to install. Now let's see. So we have the Apollo and we get React useAuth. Kiwi, stop being annoying. We pass in, let's see, useAuth, all of GitHub, Swizzets useAuth, that's me. We found potential security vulnerabilities in your dependencies. Yay! What are, oh, I need to update the version here and all of that stuff. That's annoying. All right, so let's see, view security alerts. We can fix those. Braces, high severity, JS YAML. Where is JS YAML? Upgrade JS YAML to version 3.13.1 or later, for example. Okay, create automated security update. I can do that. Great. What else can I do? Security. Braces, blah. Pull requests. Did it not make a pull request? I have no idea how this shit works. Kiwi, what are you doing? Did it even make a commit? No, it did not make a commit. I have no idea what just happened, but it made an automated security fix something. No, or didn't it? I guess it didn't. Let's try that again. View security alerts. Automated security updates. But nothing happens. Braces. Create automated security update. Generating an automated security update. Oh, okay, I get it. So that's going to happen eventually, I guess. In the meantime, I can yarn start this shit again. And let's see. I'm gonna go into auth0 and I'm going to try to figure out what is misconfigured in my code. There we go, now there's a pull request. So we installed the hook, which is great. Ow! Oh, Kiwi. Package JSON, does it... Okay, dependency auth0.js, so I don't actually need to install my own auth0.js here. So let's remove it just in case. Yarn remove auth0-js. Hello, all 7 people who suddenly joined. If you say hi on the chat, I will be really happy. You can also just tell me how you're doing and whether there's a lot of echo. Okay, so that's removing the dependency that I don't need. And let's see. So it's telling me that I need to set up the auth provider. That's this thing here. It requires the auth0 domain and the auth0 client ID. Those are the 2 things I know that I need. So the next part will be making sure that they are correct. Gatsby SSR needs to have the same thing. It's okay for this to be hard-coded in the code because these are not secrets, it's just an ID. Start. So navigate them. Auth0, login as myself. And I'm gonna look for the SparkJoy app and see what's up. Jamstack September 2019, that was a fun one. So we go into switch tenant. I look for SparkJoy, which is the SparkJoy app, the one I use. It has a couple of, well, it doesn't actually have any real users, although apparently it had 4 logins. Those were all probably me. And overall, there are 22 people who have ever tried to log into this, which is great success. If I go into applications though, I have the, why is there a default app and a SparkJoy app? Don't know. So we have SparkJoy, sparkjoy.auth0.com, and then I need to copy this to clipboard. Let's paste it here. Come on, Babel, stop being a bitch. Paste that there. React mode, paste that there. So that is definitely the correct client ID and definitely the correct auth0 domain, sparkjoy.auth0.com. Let's try doing that again just to be sure. Gatsby SSR. So that works. The client secret is not base64 encoded. I don't need that. Then there are a bunch of auth0 params that I don't need right now, do I? I need, the redirect URL is auth0 callback. What's the callback domain? Where do I get the callback domain? Maybe that's what's wrong. Let's see, how does auth0 actually do these default params? Maybe that's the problem. So I'm going to, so this is all done in TypeScript, which is neat. So auth0, no, I'm going to look for the auth provider. The auth provider gets a default callback domain of localhost 8000, but in production, it then gets the, well, not in production, at runtime, it then tries to read the domain from this. So let's see, if I go here, get feedback on anything, go into the console, pasta this, we get localhost 8000, which is correct, and on the deployed app, we get what? We get https sparkjoy.netlify.com, which is perfect. So that is our official callback domain, and can we verify that that works? We should be able to. Then the redirect URL becomes auth0 callback for that, which I know exists, and we get the response type, which is a token ID token and an OpenID profile and email. All of those are the defaults. And the audience is also correctly configured by default, I think. So, what can we try next? I'm gonna restart this. And let's see. Failed to load resource, the server responded with a status of 400. When it does what? Let's look at my local storage. Local storage has GraphQL queries, but it also has TeamUI, GraphQL, user. So let's, this is the user, ow, Kiwi. The user who is me, but I'm not actually authenticated anymore, I think. Is that the problem? Let's try deleting the user and try reloading the page and see what useAuth does. It still gives me a 400. What's the problem with that? Why is it doing that? Okay, we'll see soon. So we have that. Audience is set to use API v2. I know this is necessary, but honestly, have been copy pasting it through several of my projects. Response type is the same. thing, the scope we need blah. Then to create the callback page, what does the callback page look like? My callback page is in fact correct. So we have handle authentication, which we call, come on, loading, will you show me? No, it won't show me. So handle authentication comes from where? Kiwi, stop talking to me. Okay, handle authentication. What is the post login route for me though? I don't remember. So we handle the, oh, it just goes back to the home page, which is fine. What's up, Kiwi? So we log in and then go back to the thing. Now, another thing that useAuth does is that as soon as it loads, let's see, we create a new auth0 web auth object. Then we use the state set context value, verify user is logged in on auth provider mount, avoid storing sensitive data in local storage. So that's the thing. We start authenticating immediately. Kiwi, shh. We start authenticating immediately, and after we check the session, we get what? Why don't we get an error from that? How can I, is there a way to find out what's creating a URL request? Let's see. If we go into authorize, great, that's not the one. Kiwi, shh. Aha. So this is the console log of the error. We get a timeout during executing web message communication. So what is that? Timeout during executing blah. Timeout error with check session in blah. So let's look at that. What is the timeout? Timeout during what? On June 18, 2019. That seems relevant. Also, I'm not using the login and created user in auth0 sign-in. Used sample app downloaded from blah. And wow, there are absolutely no responses to this. Perfect. What else? Timeout error with check session. Error timeout after 60s. When calling check session, I get error failed to load resources. The server responded with 400. Silent authentication. Check session function giving timeout error. All right, so we have a bunch of functions to check. Kiwi, what's up? And let's go look at those. So timeout error. Any answers to the above question? Anyone? This was happening because web message communication was not enabled in auth0 client settings. To enable this, you have to go to client settings, allowed web origins, and add all the URLs from wherever you want to perform silent re-authentication. Earlier, this field was not visible in my auth0 version. Oh god, Kiwi just pooped off of the loft into the living room. Kiwi, seriously? Did you seriously just do that? Huh? He seriously just did that, and I can't see the poop from up here. Okay, so allowed web origins course are two different fields inside client settings, and you have to set URLs in allowed web origins. Let's see that then. Maybe that's actually it. So we have that, description, application logo, I don't need that. Single page application, yes. The endpoint, so then we have allowed callback URLs. This is correct. We want to allow localhost testing and we want to allow SparkJoy Netlify. I don't need the, in some scenarios, auth0 will need to redirect to your application's login page. Needs to point to a route in your blah. Allowed web origins. Why is this empty? So I think if I just do that, and I need to do this as well. Okay, now let's try. So I saved that. And I'm going to reload my, not this page, I'm going to reload my localhost and let's see what happens. It still failed to load. Oh, I know why it failed to load, because these are the wrong URLs. These are the callback URLs, and then we need the web origins that need to just be slash and slash, like that. Allowed a set of URLs that are very valid to redirect to after logout. We need that to be valid. And course save changes. Okay, so I'm gonna try reloading the page again. I'm hoping that saving changes fires immediately. So reloading the page, and will I get any 400s? Oh, that was it. Okay, so that was the problem, which is great because the app works now. So now if I go into SparkJoy.netlify.com, I can log in, and I'm gonna stay logged in. So this is going to show me, wow, a lot of upvotes and upvotes and downvotes. Downvote is a hard word to say. Reload the page, and no, come on, I should stay logged in. Login required. Yes, come on, Kiwi. Ah. Oh, I know what's wrong. 2 items blocked. No. Okay, reload the page. Login required. Start sparking joy. Logs in, and I can click around. That worked. And I can reload the page, and it errors out. Okay, so that's going to be something to fix. Oh, so this is still kicking me out. Response not successful. So why is this still kicking me out? It works now on localhost. I think it works on localhost, right? If I click on email, that loads, and I can reload the page, and I mean, this part doesn't work, so that's something I do need to fix, but at least it's not kicking me out, right? I'm getting a 400 on the GraphQL stuff, but I'm not getting a 400 on... Why is this doing a login required now? Let's try it in Chrome instead of in Brave. And I'm gonna go update the docs next to make sure that people fill that out. So that was an easy bug to fix. SparkJoy.netlify.com. Let's see output. Start sparking joy. Okay, log in. Yes, Kiwi, you're cute. That logged in production, and now I can reload the page, and will I stay logged in? Yes. Okay, so Auth0 does not work with Brave. That's annoying. What if I take the shields down? Okay, then I'm logged in. That's interesting. So, wow, Brave is really fucking shit up. Whew. All right. So we found that the bugs were pretty much documentation issues. Let's go fix the documentation then. Create the callback page. Make sure you add as a valid callback URL. Here's a login button, for example. Checklist for configuring Auth0. Allowed web origins. useAuth avoids using local storage for Auth0 to know what our check session request is. Coming from blah, you need to allow that. Make sure you're not blocking cookies. Extension private, like with blah. Okay, so I gotta fix those. Let's go to the README. Edit. So I basically just missed a bunch of things that were in the docs and I wasn't doing them properly. While I'm here, I can also change this to 051. I don't actually know what blue means or green or whatever. So we've got that. Now let me zoom in so you can see better. Default auth 0 params, create, checklist for configuring URLs, allowed web origins. I'm going to add an alert here because I missed this. Exclamation point, this one. Redirects back to wrap. Again, it needs to know you aren't up to anything shady. If you are getting 400 response errors after reloading, if you're getting 400 response errors on page load, this is the most likely culprit. Okay, so we've got that. If you're using extensions like Privacy Badger and the Brave browser will prevent auth 0 from setting cookies, so refreshing between logins won't work. Ow. Okay, cool. We've updated. We can merge that. Merge pull request, confirm more, merge, delete branch. Cool, we've got that fixed. Now what else? Issues. We've got that. User info storage in README. Does it support React Native? useAuth. Okay. Kick-ass site. I can deal with that some other time. So I guess now I have to deploy the new version, right? So with the security fixes, let's see, view security alerts, serialized JavaScript, automated security updates. Let's have those installed. Advisories, policy, right. So I'm gonna let it make pull requests for all of that, I think. Yes. Now, while I have your attention, I know this was kind of going to be a mixed live coding session between useAuth and what's it called? Between useAuth and SparkJoy. So I'm just going to seamlessly transition into fixing bugs on SparkJoy. I'm going to, okay, I fixed the auth bugs. Bam, and let me paste that in with done fix auth bugs with SparkJoy. Damn. All right, now let's see, where was I? SparkJoy. Now the next step is figuring out why when I'm here. Okay, so I'm here. Hi Bird. I go into the email, that works, but then when I reload the page, the Hi Bird, what do you want? The GraphQL query is going to fail when I reload the page. Why does it fail when I reload the page? I get a 400 error, response not successful. Let's see, what was the response that was not successful? Preview variable user ID of required type string was not provided. Why was the user ID not provided then? Okay, almost spilled my water. Now Kiwi is thirsty. See, this is how you drink a bird. I'm not using that one anymore, so let's see, variable user ID. Where am I actually doing this? Bird, hello. What is this page actually called? Wow, I have completely... Hey Honor, how are you doing tonight? Status, perm. So git commit. No, I don't need to commit that. Hi Bird. Oh, actually I do. Git commit -a-m. We're going to say remove unneeded dependency. Come on, you can go in, Kiwi. Go on. Jump in. So he likes to sleep in my shirt. Now let's see, what is this page called? ls source pages. Pages. Ah! Q, you are very fucking scratchy. Widget admin. Widget admin. Front-end source widgets. JavaScript React. So we have this widget builder, which is problematic on its own. The part that I need is here where it link pacman loader loading for the votes. Loading. Okay, so hey that is a very difficult name to pronounce. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that, but hello, how are you doing tonight? So we have the pacman loader, then we have the widget builder. And let's actually only load the widget builder if we're done loading stuff. So like that. So this is now all part of the same thing. I'm gonna reload the page. Did email SparkJoy, so this is now loading and it's not doing the thing. Perfect. Now, why is it not loading? Uncaught in promise, response not successful. Where am I doing the loading? Use widget state. Use widget state is this. Wow, why did I make this so complicated? So use widget states gets the widget ID and the widget type, and then uses useAuth to get the user ID. So when it gets the user ID, it should run the effect of loading, but it should actually only do that once the user ID is defined, which makes sense. So when we reload, this totally makes sense. When you reload the page, you don't immediately have the user ID because you have to wait for the authentication to verify that you are a real person, and then it gives you the stuff. So if I do it like this, let's see, user effect, yes, if user ID is defined, then we call this thing, right? Let's see. Come on, Kiwi. So const widget await get widget, and get widget is what? ApolloClient query. Why am I not just using useQuery? Hey Madhav, how are you doing today? Let's see. So much scratching. Can I just use query? That would be so much easier. Let's see then. So useApolloClient. Why am I doing useApolloClient and messing with all of this stuff? So use reducer, thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, let's see. Let's look at ApolloClient hooks. Apollo is totally what we should in fact use. God. Kiwi. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We are, yeah, I think we can. Oh, thanks. I'm happy you like the live videos. I'm always conflicted between whether they're actually useful. They're very useful for me personally because they help me actually get shit done. I'm not sure. I never know how useful they are for other people. So let's see if we can refactor this to using useQuery instead of useApolloClient. Hi Bert, would you like some drink? Yes. Okay, he's not that happy with the water. So let's see. I'm not using the image. ApolloClient, where is ApolloClient? Instead of useApolloClient, we can say useQuery. So I'm going to say const loading error and data equals useQuery. Kiwi, don't poop there. The widget query, and we're going to pass in variables, which are the widget ID and the user ID. It's useful to me as I can see your thought process, understand how you approach problem. Okay, awesome. Well, I'm glad you think that's useful. Okay, so now I don't actually need any of this, and I can just return. What can I return? We can return. What was I expecting before from state? I was expecting the widget ID, thumbs up, thumbs down, and loading. So instead of return state, I can use return loading and data.widget, if it exists, of course. What? Okay. So loading data widget, and let's see, we can. Hey Max Joet, how are you doing tonight? So how can I splat that? Because data might be undefined. Thank you, I'm actually very happy with the new place. Let's see if that just magically starts working. I don't think it will. We can reload the page, and it's going to say, oh, it actually did just work. Nice. What? That is amazing. That is so much easier than what I was trying to do myself. Wow. I'm very happy that useApolloClient is so solid. So I can go here. Do I need the widget type? What was I even using the widget type for? It does error out. Warning, React has detected the change in the order of hooks. Yes. Widget type. Where was I using that? I was just using it in the reducer for absolutely no reason. All right. So instead of all of that, we can do it like this. And we don't even need to use the widget state, do we? Instead, we can go here, page context, use widget state. So we get the perm. We are gonna go here and change this, and we're going to say page context dot widget ID, like that. And then data, instead of data, we're going to do it widget type SparkJoy. Page context dot widget type SparkJoy. What else? Use it. A bunch of them are loading is not defined. Data is also not defined. So we have loading, error, and data. Page context widget type, and then here we're going to say data dot. We can actually do it like this. Thumbs up and thumbs down come from data.widget, and const widget ID and widget type come from page context. Page context, like that. And I can move that up here. Let's do it. Let's do it up here. So that should make it work. Don't need that anymore. Now let's see. Loading is not defined. Loading should definitely be defined. Okay. Cool. Cool. So we've got that. Now it's complaining about some stuff, but let me change my camera battery. Hi, Bert. Okay. Camera battery. I need more plugs. Where are more plugs? All right. Am I back? Hi, Bert. Ow. Can you stop scratching me? Oh, he's so sharp. So Birdo definitely needs a pedicure. Yay, I'm back. I don't like this camera angle. I need to move it somehow so it's more facing me. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I kind of still need to set up this office better, so there's more plugs and more things in convenient places, and also less echo. I'm really annoyed by how much echo there is. So now what we gotta figure out is how to. Why does it keep saying data is not defined and loading is not defined? Loading is definitely defined. Where is loading not defined? Loading is not defined in widget admin on line 30. 30? Oh, we are not even using this anymore. All right, cool. Now if I reload the page, what happens? Right, so when I reload the page, cannot read property. What are you doing? Where are you trying to go? Page context, thumbs up, undefined. What is undefined? Cannot read property, thumbs up of undefined on line 58. Line 58. Yeah, I know. Data.widget is not defined. So we can do it this way. Data and data.widget. Jesus, Bird, what are you trying to achieve in life? What are you doing? He's being very sketchy right now. Okay, let's just reload everything. Get a fresh page. Go yarn start. Hi, Bird. What? What do you want? All right, so this is where using suspense would actually be really useful. But I can't use it in production yet, right? Even though this is kind of an experimental production app. But such is life. So let's see. That loads, and then it errors out. Cannot read property, thumbs up of undefined. Yeah, I know. Is data undefined? Console log error and data. Loading error and data. Loading error and data. So let's see. Come on, get in and be quiet. Loading true, error undefined, data blah. But it's still saying that it's trying to read data. Oh, because data is empty. So where is line 58? Is this line 58? This is line. Why is it not showing me the lines? Widget admin JS, widget page, page context. All right. That's annoying. Okay, so here's what we're going to change. We have the Pacman loader, and then if it's done loading, then we're going to show this as a separate component. So we're going to say we have the votes and we have the, do we still need get widget? We don't actually need get widget anymore. So we have the votes, and we're going to make a new component here called const. Let's just call it widget state. That seems, yeah. Const widget state equals, what's it gonna get? It's gonna need a widget ID, a widget type, and a thumbs up and a thumbs down count. And it's going to return exactly all of this. So perp like that. What are you complaining about? Oh, because now this is wrong. So we are either loading and showing null, or actually we are either loading and showing the Pacman loader. Oh! Or we are showing the widget state. So the widget state component that gets all of our data.widget, and it also gets the widget ID with the widget ID and the widget type with the widget type, like that. Now that should work. And it's still complaining that it can't read thumbs up of undefined. Except now it's doing it on line 57. Oh, because I need to delete that shit. Okay, now. Okay, that worked, sort of. So we have 0 and 2 and we get this thing. And what happens if I click export? It dies. Perfect. Cool. Okay, so we're making progress. Oh. At least this part works now. But it's still throwing an error first. Because it doesn't have user ID defined right away. So it makes a GraphQL if loading or error. We're gonna do it this way. So now at least it's not gonna flash, it's just going to show that. Let's do loading or error. Ow! Yeah. No. Oh, thank you.
I'll treat you.
You take the bird. Hi. Alright. So we fixed that part. Sort of. What's it complaining about? Failed prop type, invalid prop, loading of type objects applied to loader, expected boolean. Let's do it that way. And should we show something if there's an error? No, I'm going to not show anything if there's an error. So it's just going to show the Pacman spinner and then shows the result. Cool. I've got that working. Status git commit -a-m. Fix, what did we fix? Fix reloads in widget admin page, like that. Done. Fix reloads in widget admin page, also in the SparkJoy app. Cool. So I've got that. Now the next thing is okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop live coding now and we're going to continue this sometime next week, because sometime next week, or maybe, no, not tomorrow night. I'm going to a party tomorrow night. So sometime next week we're going to continue this and we're going to fix the widget export button on the widget admin page, but this is already making my life a lot easier in production. So I'm going to push this to git push origin master. So Netlify is going to make a new deploy, and I'm going to see you all on Sunday at 2 p.m. when we're going to try to visualize a 2 terabyte dataset, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. So thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you on Sunday afternoon.